It's your Friday Loose Women Live with Kay Adams, Kelly Brook, Linda Robson, and me, Christine Lampard. Hello, thank you very much. Welcome to your Friday Loose Women. We'll be finishing our first week of 2018 in style today. At 1 o'clock, the one and only Ollie Murs is here. He's waiting for us in our loose lounge, and he's looking very loose, to be honest.
I'm very excited.
Oh, don't do a Basic Instinct.
No.
Can you please make yourself decent?
I will now. I'm going to put my clothes. Just because Jennifer Hudson bought me a bathrobe, so this is what I have to wear because I apparently take my clothes off all the time, which I don't. So, but I will get changed for you ladies if you want me to.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's a few in the audience say you're fine as you are. And, aside from Ollie, we've got some great stories for you today. We'll be testing the latest anti-aging exercises set to keep those wrinkles at bay, apparently. That's at 1:15. And we'll be showing you the trend taking the internet by storm, cooking with just your mouth. Yes, you heard it right. You chop everything right in here. I mean, it's just weird, but we'll explain all later on, so get yourself settled in. It'll be a great show. Before any of that, a very warm welcome to our guest panelist today, Kelly Brook. Does it feel odd?
It feels really odd because I love the show and I'm always watching the show, so I'm really scared that I'll just be like watching you guys thinking I'm just at home watching and then realise I've got to actually get involved myself.
Kelly, I do it every time I'm on. Don't think that changes. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to chatting to you. Linda, I know Kelly's been a great inspiration to you.
Yes, well, especially to my husband. He's like your biggest fan. Oh, my goodness. So 1 year for Christmas, I decided to buy your calendar. And I put my face on each one of the months. But I did it in a perfect way, so it actually looked like it was my body, although it doesn't now.
I love it.
We've still got that calendar somewhere indoors.
Do you promise me you'll find it and bring it in?
I'll find it and bring it in, honestly.
Did he appreciate that, Linda?
He did really appreciate it, yes. It was hanging up in the kitchen for the whole year.
I tell you what, you're looking good.
Thank you.
You're going back into the fitness?
I am, yeah. I've lost a couple of stone and I've been keeping fit. I'm going to the gym. I haven't been over the Christmas period, but I'm going back starting from next week, so yeah.
It's hard to get back into it, though, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, it's that first one when you go back and you're aching for days afterwards. That's the one I'll dread.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having lots of back problems recently, and I went to the doctor, and he said, well, I think you might need to lose weight. And I was like,
what?
Really? And he said, yeah, you know, you put on quite a bit of weight, like, up here. Because that's where I put it on my boobs, so I think my bras were not supporting me, and it's completely thrown my back out. So now I'm literally training to try and lose weight off my...
And what are you doing to lose weight off?
Well, I'm running, but I can't find sports bras, so I'm actually just running like this to try and keep them in place. But it is helping. But he says if I strengthen my core, then it's going to kind of support me a bit better. But honestly, 5 o'clock at night, I'm laid up and I'm in so much pain.
As Billy Connolly might say, you give yourself a black eye. But so, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, we've only just met, but how heavy are they?
Well... I mean,
look at me, look at me.
I mean,
this is why I'm asking. There's nothing here.
I've gone up quite a lot.
There's a couple of bounces.
I was always booby, but I have gone up quite a lot, and I think I've gone up to like I think it's like a 34 double F.
I could sleep in that.
I mean, so it's I think it's about a kilo. Yeah, I think it's about a kilogram.
But you know, when I was younger, I would have loved bigger boobs. I mean, what about you, Krista? Sorry, Krista.
Absolutely. Oh, no, of course. I'm looking at you and you look spectacular to me, Kelly.
Yeah.
Why you want to go running, I do not know. But I understand if it's a bit of an issue. But, yeah, it's not easy.
It is. I think people think that. They think, oh, I want to get a boob job, I want boobs. But sometimes, like, because I was born with them, I don't know anything different. And I would love to not have boobs and just be able to wear lovely little tops and do more sport and not have back problems and not have to worry about them, you know, kind of sagging or you know, whatever they're going to do at some point. But I think it is like the equivalent of, I don't know, like 3 basketballs or something. So imagine doing
I want to be Kelly Brook for the day. So I have bought my props here, and apparently... Now, listen, I'm not taking the mic.
Feel how heavy. Feel how
We've
heavy.
had them checked. We've had Kelly's boobs assessed.
That's what you have to walk around with.
Silicone boobs, I'm sure, are a lot lighter.
Will you help me
I
out,
felt
Kelly?
a few. Yeah, I can.
Will you? Thank you very
So
much.
you'll see what it's like to be me at the moment.
Right,
This
give me
is
my
why
pen.
my New Year's resolution
Hey,
is
your
to,
wildest dreams have come true.
They
is
have.
to lose some weight.
Right, and that one. Thank you, Kelly.
Right, there you go.
Right, I'm going to have to run now, aren't I?
Yeah.
And that is the equivalent.
Exactly, you have to hold them.
That is the equivalent of what
That's what I have to do, I have to hold them. I'm out running, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, God, there's no cars around, no one's going to see me, and I just find myself just holding them as I'm running around.
Oh, my God, I'm glad I'm like an ironing board.
Exactly.
It's harder work than it
Exactly.
looks.
Seriously, that must be sore in your back.
It's really sore. Sciatic, yeah. I don't know if anyone suffers from that. It is excruciating,
it is.
but
It's
hopefully
awful.
I'll fix it.
You will fix it. You will fix it, Kelly. You will. Talking about fitness, funny enough, someone who is incredibly fit, as we all know, Davina McCall. She hit the headlines with what she has described as the most hilarious story of the year so far, after she was rumoured to fancy Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, after joking about messaging him. So she, of course, came out and said, you know, it's a load of nonsense.
It's a bit of a joke, just tongue-in-cheek, isn't it? I
Yes,
know.
exactly. But like, have you ever been the subject of one of these rumours that suddenly it appears in the paper or, you know, in amongst your friends?
Well, I think I will be now.
You're getting a boob job next.
Oh, you must have been.
Yeah, there must
Yeah.
be loads of rumours about you.
Yeah, loads. I think the funniest is, like, when I get interviewed for certain jobs by journalists, I always kind of ask them, I'm like, what have you heard? Like, what is... Because I think they all talk amongst themselves and they try and get proof of something that they suspect. And one of them was that because they seem to think I have, like, lots of boyfriends, one after another, I'm covering...
Well, you've had a few, love, haven't you?
Allegedly. And they seemed to think I was covering it up because I was a secret lesbian and I was living with my friend at the time. And I just thought that's so interesting that I'm just like a single woman and living with my friend, and I'm dating, obviously, normally, and that's the assumption that I would be covering something up.
Yeah.
If I was a lesbian, I'd just come out and say I was a lesbian. Like, I wouldn't have to cover anything up. But it was a bit of a double-edged thing. I thought, well, why is that a bad thing? And why would I lie about it? But
Is it because
I'm
the world
not a
just
lesbian.
doesn't want you to be single?
I think so. That was it.
You
It was
know.
because I was kind of like 35, 36, and it's like, oh, she should be married now. There must be something wrong with her. She should have children. There must be something wrong with her. She must be a lesbian. You know, it's just, it was kind of like a really old-fashioned kind of take on my situation, and I just thought that was kind of sad, really, that we're still having those conversations, really.
That's what's going to happen, I guess, with Davina and anyone that's been in a relationship for any length of time. When you come out and you say, you know what, I'm now single, I think you get that constantly, where there's this assumption people need to feel like you have to be with someone. Oh, so you're dating now, are you? Oh, sure, he'd be great for you. And people start to matchmake and everything else. And I guess this is now the beginning of this for Davina, certainly, where people now start to talk about what's next in the love life.
But there's a lot of people themselves who feel that they have to be part of a couple. You know, that life is better when you're part of a couple. And there's a lot of people who are scared of being single. I mean, it won't surprise you to know I was single for a very long time. Wait for that one. But I loved being single. And I mean...
I did.
Yeah, I mean, you were single for a while?
I was single, yeah, before meeting Frank. And actually, I think if you're single for a bit and you're good on your own and you know you're okay on your own, it makes you much better when you're in the couple again. Yeah. Because then you kind of don't rush into anything. You know you're fine on your own anyway. Yeah. So when you choose to be in a relationship, it's because you actually want to be there. And I think that's a very good headspace.
I had
to be in,
3 years
like
on my own with Lauren after I split up with Lauren's dad before I met Mark, and we had a lovely time together. It was just mum and daughter, and we'd do lots of lovely things together, you know, go out together, sit and read stories together, and then Mark came along and everything not changed in a horrible way, changed in a nice way. He just added to it because we'd do things then as a family together. But I quite liked being on my my own.
But did you have people also saying to you, well, you know, you have to meet somebody, you have to meet somebody?
Yeah. Why don't you come out, or as a blind date or whatever? I don't need a blind date. I've been in a relationship for a long time. I'm enjoying not being in a relationship for a little while. And I did enjoy that time, but then met Mark and very happily married with Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, of course, once you get into the relationship, it's then, you're going to get married.
Well, you
Are you gonna?
You
I
must
mean,
get that all the time.
Oh my gosh, I got it the whole time we were engaged. I've said it on the show before. And talking about rumours, I used to get rumours constantly about, oh, I hear you've booked your wedding. I hear you've booked a castle in some far-flung place I've never heard of. And I'd have people talking to me as if it was the stone cold truth, and I'd say, honestly, I'm not getting married there. I have no idea where the place is. And they wouldn't believe you because this rumour had obviously started somewhere. And so you do, it all sort of meshes into the one thing in a weird way, doesn't
It's
it?
just a set way, isn't it? I mean, I've been going out with Ian for about 7 years at this point, and a friend of mine, a well-known friend of mine actually, met me at a do, and she went, oh, is he the one? And I hesitated, because I always hesitate before answering anything, and I went, oh, he's not then, is he? You know, just because I hadn't suddenly said, oh, yes, he's the one, you know, the romantic thing. And so I was left kind of thinking, oh, my God, is this relationship doomed? Should I split up with them? You know, is it the end? And she had decided that was it. It was not a valid relationship because I hadn't suddenly
It wasn't on the
melted.
time scale of what it should be, really. Yeah, it's unusual.
Because I've had different relationships, I think the kind of people that I would have dated in my 20s is so different to who I would date in my 30s. And I think that it wouldn't have worked. So what is the one, really? Is it, you know, it's kind of, that's interesting. It's really, you have to meet someone and grow together. And if you don't, then you do break up and you do have a few.
Yeah. Hey, do you know
That is what it is. And I'm brave enough to accept that and not really make it work and just like move forward and meet someone else.
Of course, you know. I'm just looking at your left hand, though. You'll be sat in a rumour with us today. And
I know.
You can't wear a ring on that finger, you know, without a rumour starting.
It doesn't fit on any other fingers. That's fat.
Are you engaged?
That's true.
Are you engaged?
I'm not engaged, no. But I would love to marry my boyfriend. He's lovely. He can ask me if he wants. I'm ready.
He can always come on to the show, Kelly.
He gave me the ring. I said, are you proposing? He was like, no. It was only like 6 months in, so yeah. He said, well, you always get engaged and never get married, so you've got to ask me. So I think he wants me to ask him, actually.
Oh, there you go. Why not?
That camera there.
You know what to do, Kelly. Loads more still to come today, possibly an engagement, who knows? At 1 o'clock, a cheeky, chappy Ollie Murs will be joining us. He's got a bit of a habit of taking his clothes off, so there's the evidence. Earlier, he was in just his dressing gown in our loose lounge, so hopefully he is dressed a bit more appropriately when he finally joins us.
Hopefully not.
And we'll be showing you the latest cookery trends taking the internet by storm, using no utensils or knives, just your mouth. See you after this.